This week I've been all over the state of Colorado in my Guns of the West mobile here, and today I'm in Glenwood Springs to visit the grave of Doc Holliday, and I'm going to bring you with me in the video. I'm Dustin and you're watching Guns of the West. This will be a bit of a hike. I believe it's about half a mile in total up the mountain. Not too steep, not too strenuous. I do highly recommend it. I have done it many times before. Now, before we go up, I want to address something because I know this will come up in the comments. The grave and headstone you're going to see are largely symbolic. What I mean by that is, long ago when Doc Holliday passed away, he was not as famous, not by a long shot, as he is now. And from what I hear, he had a wooden marker, and like the others, it weathered away. Today, nobody really knows exactly where in the cemetery he's buried, so it's just been accepted that the grave you see is the one that is Doc Holliday's. Just know that he is buried somewhere in or near that grave. Here is the trailhead, and if anybody wants to come and see this, there is the address, 1204 Bennett Avenue. Let's take a walk up here and see this sign. There are actually two Old West figures buried here, Doc Holliday being the most famous and our focus today, but also Kid Curry, who rode with Butch Cassidy and the Wild Bunch. And right up here is where the trail begins, and let's head up. First section of the trail is actually nice and shady. Nice sound of the birds singing. We've reached the first bend in the trail. If I remember right, it's maybe half a mile in total to walk up here to the Linwood Cemetery. This is where we get into the sun, and it gets a bit steeper. Some ultralight aircraft out there, it looks like, or parasailers over Glenwood Springs. Throwing objects prohibited. I would have hoped that goes without saying with homes down below the trail. Here's the first of several great views I want to show you on this hike of the Glenwood Springs area. Quite the decor on the Linwood Cemetery Trail. Well, I've reached the next big bend in the trail. Definitely getting warm. There's a view that's too good not to share. That's Glenwood Springs down below. Getting close to the top now. Right up there where those handrails are ahead of those people is almost to the entrance of the cemetery. Nice spot for a breather here if needed. And one more great view to share. This is looking south down into that section of the town. Gorgeous mountains out here in Colorado. All right, we have reached the cemetery. The trails within have changed since I was here last. That way. I'll give you a little pan around of in the cemetery. Pretty grown over, very old. There's the flagpole that I showed in a recent short video from far across the canyon, marking where Doc Holliday is buried. A lot of people like to come up here, but that's good. Helps to keep Doc's legend alive. I like that. And here he lies. John Henry Holliday. And I'll show you the back of that headstone too. I've been here before and I have his nickname, Doc Holliday, back there. Born August 14th, 1851. Died November 8th, 1887. Just 36 years old. And now resting here. Or, as I said, at least near here. Here is a marker at the bottom. It says he's buried someplace in this cemetery, as I explained before. But that is the official headstone grave of Doc Holliday. And let's move over here to this information board. There's a quote on here that I really love, if I can spot where it was. Here it is, a quote from Wyatt Earp. Or who knows if it's a real quote, but let's say it is. At least it's legend. Doc was a dentist whom necessity had made a gambler, a gentleman whom disease had made a vagabond, a philosopher whom life had made a caustic wit, a long, lean, ash-blond fellow nearly dead with consumption, and at the same time the most skillful gambler, and the nerviest, speediest, deadliest man with a 6-gun I ever knew. Wyatt Earp. And as promised, here's the backside. Doc Holliday, age 36 years, 2 months, 25 days. Well, there you have it. There is the grave of Doc Holliday. Next stop, I think, as far as graves go, will be Porter Rockwell up in Salt Lake City. And if there are any others you'd like to see, please leave a comment below. And if it's within reason for my travel, maybe I'll get out and show that too. Please don't forget to click that like button down below and subscribe to the channel so you can be here for more videos. And as always, if you look in the description, you'll see where to find me on social media, as well as where to find all the great Guns of the West products. Thank you so much for watching.